Today, I want to talk about the upcoming elections in November and the three candidates on the table: Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, and Jill Stein. I've heard a lot of commentary by people like Mehdi Hassan why we should not vote for Jill Stein and we should vote for Kamala Harris and he has been emphasizing on Muslims that a vote for Jill Stein is a vote for Republicans, and so have the Democrats said the same thing. My question to all fellow Americans, regardless of your faith, regardless of what you believe in, don't you think we have a moral obligation to our country and the world and the planet as a whole? Look at what these Democrats and Republicans have been doing over the last several decades. We fought wars with nothing to show for. The war in Iraq had nothing to do with 9/11. Same with Afghanistan. Osama bin Laden was a Saudi. So were all the terrorists from Saudi Arabia and Lebanon and one other country. I forget. But the point is they did not have Iraqi or Afghani nationalities or origins. And guess what we did? We went and attacked Iraq with with lies about weapons of mass destruction. We attacked Afghanistan. Lot of people, a lot of Americans lost their lives, and so did the Afghans. They were just native population, most probably 100 years behind the entire world as far as technology is concerned. Have been through several wars with the Russians over the last few decades, and guess what? We invaded them, spent 20 years. We have spent almost $6 trillion in those two wars. What do we have to show for it? Besides the CEOs of these big military establishment, the Lockheed Martins getting rich on our tax dollars. That's all what we have to show for. The point I'm trying to make is we need to vote for the best candidate based on what they are ascribing to. What are they telling us? Do we need to focus our attention on greenhouse gas emissions? Should we be militarily involved across the globe in wars that we have nothing to do with? Should we be supporting Israel? Israel is some small country, 7,000 miles away, and all it does, it terrorizes other countries in its neighborhood, like Iran, Iraq. Right now, they've killed more than 42,000 people in Gaza. Now they're attacking Lebanon, threatening Iran with a atomic nuclear, or they will go and wage war with Iran. That's all what Israel. It's a proxy for us. And what has Israel done for us? Nothing. These politicians are 100% supported and funded by AIPAC. AIPAC is a Jewish lobby which gives them, huge amounts of money in millions of dollars to support the election campaign. That's what AIPAC does. I'm even surprised at some of these Jewish leaders or the Zionist leaders. I should be clear on that. Why are you supporting Israel? Just because of your faith? Is that what it is? I mean, what good would it have? Would it do if Israel takes over Gaza? Just some land. At the end of the day, what happened to our priorities as Americans, as people with a conscience, as people who believe in the rule of law or democracy? We've done regime change operations, military interventions in every country in South America. We've invaded, militarily intervened in almost every country which does not, say allegiance to the US. That's Iraq, Libya, Syria. Devastated these countries, killed millions. So far, since 9/11, we personally have killed 4.5 million people across these countries, including Iraq, Syria, Afghanistan, Somalia, so on and so forth. What is the point? What is the end goal? Why are these military CEOs or these companies only looking out for their profits? If we don't even have a planet in 100 years from now because of greenhouse gas emissions, what are we going to leave to our next generation? I mean, it's sad to see that we have lost all morals. We don't, we support genocidal regimes like Israel. And anybody who dares to speak up and say, hey, stop this genocide, that becomes our enemy. I mean, it's very saddening for me to see what our politicians are doing, where our country is going, while China, with its policy on the Silk Road Initiative, or making helping working economically with other countries to build their own infrastructure, is prospering way faster by versus us, where our philosophy and our aim is to militarily invade and kill millions in order to get what we want. So I urge all Americans to vote their conscience. I'm not saying vote for Jill Stein, but take a look at what she stands for. We should be voting our morals, with our morals intact. We should be voting for people who are sane, or at least believe in a world where we are not destroying and killing people just in the name of so-called democracy, or, oh, you're against us, that means we have to murder you. Anyway, thank you for listening.